Mr. Mike Spicer, thank you for sitting down with us today. We feel that it's very important to speak with you and let the people of Yonkers know everything there is to know about the institution that you represent and you lead.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So, thank you very much. Mr. Spicer, St. Joseph's Hospital. I heard so many good things, but I felt like the people of Yonkers, those who are watching us, they need to know. Because it seems like you have the best kept secret in Yonkers, and this secret needs to go out. So tell us a little bit about how you moved to Yonkers, how you came to work for the hospital, and what are your plans?
Okay. Well, first of all, the hospital has been here since 1888. We're in the same location on the corner of South Broadway and Vark Street, and we're very proud to be here, proud to be able to take care of this community. We have a number of really exciting things on the horizon that I think are going to help the hospital, but more importantly, be so beneficial to the patients that we care for and for this community. I'm talking about a brand new emergency room. We'll begin construction on that in February. We have one of the busiest emergency rooms in the county, treating almost 40,000 patient visits a year. The new emergency room will be expanded. We'll have a separate section for behavioral health. We'll include an extended primary care site where we can treat you almost like in the arena of an urgent care center. Then we'll refer you to one of our many outpatient services. In addition to the new emergency room, we have a complete renovation of our largest clinic right up the street, just north of here, opposite City Hall. That's our family health center. We treat there 30,000 visits a year, all primary care, everything from babies to children, adolescents, up to the geriatric population. We're able to do that because that clinic is staffed by physicians who are trained to take care of all clinical situations, what we say from cradle to grave. They're trained to take care of infants up through the geriatric population.
Your pet is part of your family. That's why at Pet Luxury, we've carefully formulated a line of high-end products, perfectly pH balanced for your dog, cat, and even horse, with sophisticated fragrances like sweet pea and vanilla, and fresh scents like cucumber melon and Japanese cherry blossom, free of harsh chemicals, dyes, and detergents, and 100% made in the USA, gentle, safe, and best of all, effective. Order online today at petluxury.com because they're worth it.
Staffed by physicians who are trained to take care of all clinical situations, what we say from cradle to grave. They're trained to take care of infants up through the geriatric population. That is also the major teaching site for our residency program. We train physicians here. We have 30 residents in family medicine and 6 residents in podiatry. Speaking of the family medicine residency program, for 10 slots, we get over 3,000 applications. So we're able to choose from really the best and the brightest, and we train them to be very competent physicians, many of whom stay here in this community. Other exciting news, on School Street, we're building an 80 apartment building of supportive housing, behavioral health, and affordable housing. Great for the community. We'll be transforming that whole city block into a new modern facility.
Before we go too much, allow me to ask a question here and there about
Sure.
the things that you're announcing. School Street, this housing, what is the criteria? I'm sure that there is a lot of things still on works, you don't know, but we have a large population of people that don't have affordable housing. They have a difficulty finding a place to stay, a place to live with their families. Will these help them in any way?
This will help a certain segment of the community. The building is supportive housing and affordable. So there's 80 apartments. Roughly 62 will be supportive, and by that we mean that the residents, they live, they work in the community, but they may also need some of our services in behavioral health. and there are no services provided there, but we'll take care of them through our outpatient services. And then we'll be able to get the affordable population another, whatever it is, 17 apartments or so.
Now, Mr. Spicer, for those that might not know, what is behavioral health? What that really means for the people on the street? What is that?
Behavioral health could be anything related to mental health, anxiety, depression, those sort of diagnoses. People, they need some support to be able to live complete, productive lives and contribute to the community. As I said, the people that will live in this apartment, they all go to work every day, they pay their rents, and they look to the hospital for the various supports that they may need.
Now, like the other day, I kind of met you in an event, and I had no idea. Okay, see, that's the problem, I think, in a way, that people in Yonkers do not know how involved you are, your hospital is, with actually the community. You know, I believe there is 2 or 3 individuals with a good heart that donated about $10,000 to the folks from 254, 56, and 58 New Main Street that lost their apartments. They back,
Yes.
but they lost it for a while. How did that come around?
You know, St. Joseph's, we try to be more than just a hospital in our community. So this situation, there was an apartment building on New Main Street that they lost their heat. The building was condemned, and roughly 20 families were rendered homeless. We have people that support the hospital. In this case, was 2 board members who would like to remain anonymous, who called me, saw the situation, and asked me to reach out to the community. They donated almost $10,000, and we gave that out to those families to help them get back on their feet, find new housing, whatever they needed it for.
I was there. I saw the envelopes going on to the families, but there was a couple of people that you actually know, no, not you, but our councilwoman,
Oh, yes.
Coração Pineda, did not mention. And I think they deserve to be mentioned. Roberto Espiritu from La Piñata Bakery,
Oh, yes.
and Pedro and Yonkers Voice, because we were the one there from day one to the end to expose the hardship that those people were there. So we need to mention them all. Now, thank you to Roberto, Pedro, Mr. Spicer, the donors, and of course Coração Pineda for making it happen.
Well, that's what makes this community great. There are so many people that do care. And, you know, we're thankful that there are organizations like the Yonkers Voice and the Yonkers Newswire who work with the community, work with organizations like St. Joseph's, really to get our word out into the community so people really know that we are a vital part of the community and we're here to support them.
Now, Mr. Spicer, most hospitals everywhere, they now belong to a group, a larger organization, but this one is one of those very rare hospitals that still stands alone. For how long is that going to be?
Yes, we are independent. We're also the last Catholic hospital in the 5 boroughs of New York City and Westchester. We'll see what the future holds for us. We are currently affiliated with Montefiore Medical Center. It's a clinical affiliation, and what that does for us, it gives us the ability to partner with Montefiore to be able to offer world-class care to this community. Montefiore is literally minutes away from this location in Yonkers, and we're able to work closely with them to tap into their resources when we need them. So it's great for the community.
No doubt. Now, Mr. Spicer, you said that this is a religious organization, right?
Yes.
If I'm not a religious person, if my principles don't go in line with the hospitals, does that play any part on my treatment in the hospital?
Absolutely not. We are a hospital that takes care of everyone. Everyone is welcome. We were brought up here by the Sisters of Charity of St. Vincent de Paul of New York, and their motto has always been, and it's our motto today, if there's a need in the community, Whatever that need is, we will try to meet that need to do the best that we can for the community. We welcome everyone, and we want to provide care, the best care that we can, to everyone who comes through our door.
Now, Mrs. Spicer, we spoke about most stuff, hospital plans, but now let's talk about Mr. Spicer, the man. A kid from where?
I'm from Bayside, Queens. Grew up just on the other side of the Throgs Neck Bridge. I came to St. Joseph's in 1983, worked my way up, became president and CEO in 2000. So I've been president for almost 18 years. And I'm just thankful to have gotten that opportunity from the sisters. I happen to be the first male and first lay president of the hospital. Before me, it was always a sister of charity.
Well, I was going to ask, that would be my next question. So since the nuns left, you became the first male. Would we call this a dictatorship? Like kind of a benevolent dictatorship?
No. I was trained by the sisters. I want to carry on their mission. It's our mission to care for everyone, to reach out to the poor. That is what the nuns instilled in all of us at St. Joseph's. And I think that's what makes St. Joseph's a little bit different than many of the other hospitals in the area. We're community-minded people. The staff is great. The staff chooses to work at St. Joseph's, and they choose to work in this community, and they want to make this community as strong and healthy as we possibly can.
So the principles continue to be the same, even though management has changed.
Absolutely.
Now, talk about the staff. The majority of the people here, I'm not talking about doctors, but the base, the workers, the kitchen personnel, cafeteria, nurses' aide. Do you focus on giving work to the people of the community of the city? Is that, or how does that go around?
Well, we try to hire the best person for
The
position, regardless of what that position is. But you said it, it's the community. Most of the staff that you mentioned are members of this community. They live here, they work here, they shop here, they raise their children here. So we're intertwined with this community through our staff. And the staff, because they live here, they let us know what's going on in the community. They let us know the good, the bad, how the hospital is perceived, and we really use the staff to try to figure out what's needed in the community.
And I thank you for that. I wish that more corporations that invest in Yonkers and come to Yonkers would give jobs to people from Yonkers, of course, to the best people for the job, but give the first opportunity to those that are in the community.
Well, we like some of the other large organizations in this city. We're an economic engine. We're part of the economic engine. And that's because the people work here, they pay their taxes, they shop here, and they use the school system. And we're a major player for the city.
I'm sure. Now, Mr. Spicer, just to end this interview, because we don't want to make it too long, is there anything that perhaps I forgot to ask you, but you want to bring it up so the people of Yonkers can know more about you, It's always a thing or two that maybe you want to bring up that I forgot.
I think it's important to note that we're sitting in Yonkers now on the St. Joseph's campus of the hospital, but we also have another campus that is part of the hospital. That campus happens to be in Harrison, and that's where all of our behavioral health services are provided. We have a 140-bed psychiatric facility there, St. Vincent's Hospital. That is St. Joseph's. We are one hospital, two campuses. We also provide services in Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, as well as Westchester County. And I think it's important for the community to know that we are much bigger than just our Yonkers campus.
Well, to close this segment, I have only one more question, and that will be it. Yonkers is going through a major transformation. I've been living in Yonkers for about 40 years, and I have seen a change. How do you see Yonkers 15, 20 years from now?
I think that, as you said, Yonkers is changing. I have to give a lot of credit to the local politicians. You can see all of the buildings going on down at the riverfront, the train station, and all of that activity, that is moving, the daylighting of the Sawmill River. That really is also what's happening with the hospital. As the city continues to grow, we want to grow with it. You can see we have so many new services. We're here to work with the city and to care for this community.
On this note, we end up this segment of Yonkers Voice and Yonkers Newswire. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more. We're always on the scene. We always addressing the things that really are important to you and matters to you. Stay tuned with Yonkers Voice and Yonkers Newswire.